Okay. BLIZZCON 2000 whatever. Warlords of Draenor, level 100 talents is what we're discussing in this video. Part of a series where I have talked about all the healing talents, level 100 talents for each spec, conducive to a healing class, right? So 5 of them, obviously. And this last one is Shaman, isn't it? This is Shaman, and this is probably the craziest one out of all of them. Total tree-wise, just absolute insanity. And what better picture on the screen than this? Unfortunately, I don't have any, in-game stuff. I'm being fed this information via text, so I can't show you anything on the computer that I would want to anyway. But I do have a collection of my favorite screenshots that have been released from Blizzard, and this is probably this is like Avatar, isn't it? It makes me want to go watch Avatar, this screenshot. But anyway, we're talking about the Shaman level 100 talent. So let's go ahead and get started. First one we're going to go with is called Rainstorm. The restoration component is known as Condensation Totem. Summons a water totem with 5 health, blah, blah, that shit, for 1 minute that collects 25% of all overhealing and grants it to the shaman as spell power towards their next heal. Now, the immediate issue I see with this totem is, where it could be amazing and where it could be terrible, is if you're already overhealing, like, I don't know how this is going to work. You know what I mean? How is this going to collect only once for the whole minute? I assume it's going to be for the whole minute. So if you're already overhealing with the first spell, then the next spell is probably going to be overhealing as well. And then the next spell is going to be, you know what I mean? It just doesn't, I don't know. You're either in a situation as a shaman where you're like Healing Rain, but it only works towards Healing Wave, Healing Surge, Greater Healing Wave, Chain Heal, or Riptide. So I guess that's assuming that Healing Rain is doing a lot of overhealing. It's got to be, because that's why it's called Rainstorm. But still, I mean, it's not going to do that. I don't know. The way I look at it is, if you're in a situation where you're doing a lot of overhealing, the next heal is going to do even more overhealing. But anyway, that's a really cool, really fucking cool concept. Don't get it twisted. The next talent is called Reach of the Elements. Restoration component known as High Tide. All right, this is a passive. And your chain heal now also bounces to all targets are you fucking kidding me? Affected by your Riptide. Chain heal bounces to every target affected by your Riptide. You know, there's a fucking glyph to take the cooldown off Riptide, right? I know that. And this talent is going to be insanity. I could already see it. There's just going to be chain heals bouncing everywhere. It's going to be crazy. Because you could probably get like 6 or 7... I don't even know, man. That is just nuts. Think about an AoE healing situation. It's just so many bounces. I don't know how it's going to be reduced. I don't know how that even works anymore, but the fact that it could potentially hit like 15 people in a 25-man raid is just insanity. It really is. And then the final talent is called Storm Elemental Totem. This is probably the coolest sounding one, but I don't know how effective it's going to be, because this is a 5-minute cooldown that summons an air totem, calling forth a greater storm elemental. I can't wait to see what that looks like, by the way. But it's going to hurl gusts of wind. It's going to be hurl gusts of wind at the target's enemies, the caster's enemies. So I'm going to put it down. I'm going to target, anything around me is going to get hit by wind. Each gust of wind does damage to the enemy, and then heals all allies within 15 yards for 100% of the damage dealt. So this is arguably going to be the least effective for a Resto Druid, and the most effective for probably an Enhancement Shaman, or I guess a Resto. I mean, any of the DPS specs is obviously going to be better for. It's going to do more healing for those specs as well. There's no doubt about that. But this lasts until canceled, is what it says. It's a fucking totem. Like, what? It lasts until canceled? I don't know why it says that. I don't understand it. Why would it be a 5-minute cooldown? Why would you cancel it? Does it drain your mana? I don't know. I do not know the answer to that question. Obviously, this is not finished, but as it stands, that's a really cool concept for a damage dealer. I've always liked the Shaman kind of off healing as well. It's pretty neat. But that is it. If you have any questions about any of these series of videos or anything like that, let me know. Otherwise, Shamans, level 100 talents, BLIZZCON, Warlords of Draenor, best expansion ever? Easily. I mean, that's not even a fucking question, dude. It's not even out yet. I could say that with certainty.